From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Good Friday morning. It's 5:30. Welcome to Montana This Morning. I'm Victoria Hill. Very happy to see you kicking off the weekend with us. And we say good morning to our friend Miller over in the Weather Center with your TGIF.
Whoa, are you ready for the weekend, kiddo?
I am. I really am. I think I just am looking forward to sleeping in a little bit. I think the sleeping's been lacking.
It's been a crazy week with the inauguration and all the COVID stuff, and then, getting warm and getting cool, and then bugs attacking you in the studio.
No kidding.
Man.
Computer's not working for me. I mean, the list just goes on and on, yeah.
And I stubbed my toe coming in this morning. So, man, that's just the end of the week right there.
Yeah.
It's all good. But I'll limp through the forecast as best I can. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for starting your Friday with us as we take a live look downtown Billings. It's pretty calm out there, courtesy of the Stockman Bank weather cam. We clock in at 20 right now. Feels like 13. Nice chill in the air out there. Winds out of the north at about 5 miles an hour, but we're not the cold spot. Look at Lewistown. You're clocking in at 4, Havre along the High Line at 7, Cup Bank at 6. Down in northern Wyoming, where we're still seeing some snow and a chance where we could see some more snow, especially just west of Cody up there in the higher elevations. You've got temperatures right now in the 20s. In terms of weather advisories, we've only got one little socket of area there. That would include northern Stillwater, where we are still seeing some snow. Carbon County, we're seeing some snow right now, but you're not a part of this winter weather advisory. But if you're in that area there, including Paradise Valley, Livingston area, you have a chance to see some more snow this morning. We are seeing at least some flurries out there, but the big thing is slick roads, very slick out there in spots, and we could see some low visibility in the areas where we are seeing some snow. So that'll be the main concern this morning. Good news is things are looking up as we head into the weekend, and I will take a look at that with the main forecast coming up in just a bit. It's still going to be cold, but it won't be windy, at least not Saturday. Maybe a little bit breezy on Sunday, but I know you're not a big fan of the wind either there, Victoria, so we're going to try to hold off on that too.
Good, yeah, it just makes a huge difference, you know, in that
really
time you're
does.
outside. Yeah, it makes it that much colder. All right, Miller, thank you so much, and I will get to the news. Our top story this morning, President Joe Biden issues a series of executive orders that will have lasting impacts on one of our area's biggest industries, energy. President Biden put a temporary halt on all new oil, gas, and coal leases on federal land. Montana Senator Steve Daines called the decision an outright attack on American energy and union jobs. Wyoming's Senators Cynthia Lummis and John Barrasso also slammed the move. The Department of Interior will now review the federal leasing program before moving forward. President Biden will speak with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today. It's the new president's first official phone call with a foreign leader while in office. The Keystone Pipeline is expected to be a main point of discussion. President Biden revoked a permit to build the pipeline, which would have transported oil across the border. Trudeau says he was disappointed in the decision. A busy President Biden signed 10 executive orders yesterday in his administration's war on COVID-19. One of them mandates the use of masks in airports and on planes, trains, and public transportation. Another invokes the Defense Production Act to speed up production and delivery of COVID-19 tests, vaccines, masks, and other PPE for healthcare workers. The move comes as the president's chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, warns new variants of the virus are leading to faster spread across the U.S. And President Biden's 100-day halt to certain deportations starts today. He signed a series of executive orders that put the moratorium into motion. It applies to certain non-citizens. The goal of the pause is to let the new administration review department policies to make sure the system in place is fair and effective. Staying in D.C., Senate Democrats are debating how they should carry out the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. That as some controversy developed overnight over the treatment of the 25,000 National Guard troops sent to protect the Capitol. CBS's Deborah Alfarone brings us the latest.
The second impeachment trial of now former President Donald Trump may have to wait until February. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell proposed that impeachment managers deliver the article of impeachment to the Senate on January 28th. The former president would have to respond by February 4th. Then he would get another week to file a pretrial brief.
Leader McConnell and I are trying to come up with a bipartisan agreement on how to conduct the trial. But make no mistake about it, there will be a trial.
With Democrats now in the majority, the Senate would need support from 17 Republicans to convict the former president.
They want to start the new Congress the very first thing with a vindictive and punitive impeachment trial.
The House impeached Mr. Trump for his role in inciting the insurrection on the Capitol January 6th. Overnight, some controversy regarding the treatment of thousands of National Guard troops brought in for security in the wake of that siege.
After spending days in the cold securing the Capitol, members of the National Guard were asked to leave the building, where they were using hallways and open space to rest in between shifts. They were relocated to a nearby parking garage to rest. This drew swift condemnation from lawmakers, including Senator Tammy Duckworth, a veteran. She offered up her office to them and vowed not to rest until they were taken care of. She later tweeted, "Update, troops are now all out of the garage. Now I can go to bed." Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
A National Guard spokesperson says the troops had been temporarily relocated because Congress was back in session and foot traffic had increased as lawyers got back to work. Capitol Police said it recently requested that Guard member shifts be shortened to allow for more off-campus rest time. In crime news, a shooting on the Billings Rims sends a man to the hospital. Police are investigating the incident that happened yesterday afternoon off of Highway 3 near Southview Drive and the Water Tower. No one is in custody, but there is a suspect. The victim was said to have non-life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, authorities need your help as they continue to investigate two separate murders. The U.S. Marshals Service in Billings is seeking 26-year-old Lorenzo Harris as a person of interest. He's 5 feet 10 inches tall and has tattoos covering his face. Harris is wanted for felony warrants, and police believe he's involved in a homicide. If you have any information about his whereabouts, contact authorities. And police have yet to make an arrest in a November murder that happened near the Evangelical United Methodist Church on Broadwater. The department is offering a $1,000 reward for any information on who may have killed Manuel Martinez. This is what police know so far. A man was seen fleeing on foot. He was described as slender, around 6 feet tall, wearing a black hoodie, dark pants, white shoes, carrying a backpack, and wearing a hat. Now we go to Dillon, where the first Montanan is arrested for storming the U.S. Capitol back on January 6th. 52-year-old Henry Munzer is charged with unlawful entry to a restricted building or grounds and disorderly conduct. According to the FBI, he was seen inside the Capitol in news footage and admitted being there in a YouTube video. Dillon residents say Munzer made his political beliefs well known. He painted a mural on the side of his appliance business that showcased his strong conservative views. Arrests stemming from the Capitol storming are being made all across the country. About 120 suspects have been taken into custody for the riots. 7 Democrat senators have filed ethics complaints against their Republican colleagues Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz. They want to see if the actions of those 2 senators played any role in the attack or violated any rules. Cruz and Hawley have blasted the complaint as political. Now we go to the Montana Capitol, where several highly disputed bills regarding abortion are advancing out of committee. These bills would ban abortions in Montana after 20 weeks of pregnancy and greatly restrict the use of abortion-inducing drugs. Another bill says if a woman is considering an abortion, her physician must offer her the chance to see an ultrasound or listen to the heartbeat of the fetus. One other bill related to abortion was passed. It puts a referendum on the November 2022 ballot saying a fetus born alive during an abortion is a legal person. The votes were down party lines, with Republicans for and Democrats against. The bill now heads to the House floor, where they are expected to pass. State lawmakers approved another bill that would compensate Montanans who spend time in prison for crimes they didn't commit. It passed 93-7 in the House and would allow a wrongly convicted person to claim $60,000 for each year they were in prison. The bill also provides additional support like housing assistance. Some lawmakers had concerns someone could claim the compensation and then go on to sue the state. But supporters said they do not expect many exonerated people to file suit, and this program would be an easier option for them. In other news, Japan says this summer's Olympic Games will go ahead after being delayed in 2020 because of the pandemic. But some experts say it could be too risky. CBS's Ian Lee brings us the latest.
The venues are ready. They have been for over a year. With 6 months to go before Tokyo hosts the Olympic Games, Japan's prime minister says they're prepared and determined to keep COVID at bay. 15,000 athletes plus support staff are expected to descend on Tokyo in July. Officials are looking at using robots to speed up testing for fans, if they're allowed at all.
Anything is possible, and we need to do the best we can to prepare for the games at this moment.
But much of Japan is still under a state of emergency. The country hasn't even approved a vaccine. COVID cases are on the rise, and so is public opposition to hosting the games.
Now we are facing with a far more danger than last year. So why do you have to hold the Olympic Games?
One big factor to push ahead with the world's biggest sporting event is the cost. The government has already spent $15 billion. Ian Lee, CBS News.
More than 80% of people recently polled in Japan say the Olympic Games should be canceled or postponed again.